Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we will be experimenting with the hitboxes of Rocket League. So, as you may know, the Octane/Fennec hitbox is the most popular hitbox in the game. However, there are also 4 other hitboxes in the game that honestly go relatively unnoticed. So I decided why not play with all of them, and see which is actually the best. I played 2 1v1 matches with each car to experiment with. The cars I used were the Octane, Dominus, Breakout, Paladin, and the Venom. Most people have used the Octane and the Dominus, so I was a lot more curious about the lesser known ones, which were the Paladin and the Venom. I was wondering how they would affect me in the game. Here's how it went. So, I played ones games with 5 different types of cars. I'm not going to show you all the footage because I'm not very good at 1v1s, and yeah, you don't want to see that. So here you go, you can watch me getting clapped in an Octane for a couple minutes. Here you go. So on my Xbox account, at least, I am about Diamond 1-2-ish in ones. Ooh, it's a nice 50 right there. I'm definitely the most comfortable with the Octane. It's the hitbox that I use most. So this should be pretty normal for me. The other hitboxes, like, the Breakout and such, where I've only logged a couple hours with, that's where it'll get interesting. Get this back corner. He's not bad. Gonna hit that? He is gonna hit that. I should have pushed that probably. Yeah, I mean, the Octane's just so good because it's short. It lets you get a lot of power and have a decent amount of control on the ball. So its hitbox is really nice. There's definitely like the Dominus, Breakout, they're better for other things like freestyling and aerials and flicks, but the Octane's just kind of an all-around type of decent car. That's not in. Boost starve him a bit. Take both boosts maybe. Yep. I don't know what I'm doing here. Kick off. How has that one happened? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How has that happened? So yeah, clearly I'm not the best ones player, which is fine. I'm a threes main. Now, let's just look at the raw data from each of the games I played. Here's kind of a sort of chart that I've made. So this is where things get interesting. As you can see, I played with 5 different hitboxes listed at the top. On the left, you can see my win-to-loss ratio, average points, goals scored, saves, and goals conceded. Let's point out some of the interesting things with this data. First, I noticed that I seem to be very consistent in ones by having 1 win and 1 loss, with every single car, except for one, the Venom. Interestingly enough, I also happen to get the most points with the Venom, and tied for the least amount of goals conceded. This is really weird to me, because before this I had literally never played with this car in my life. The Venom itself is part of the hybrid hitbox. It only has a very small portion of the Rocket League cars in it, most notably the Endo. I honestly can't really explain why I did so well with this particular car, but looking back at the chart, it seems that all around I simply played better. There wasn't any particular area where I struggled when using this car. For comparison, let's look at my games with the Octane. I went 1-1 and had a pretty high average amount of points. I also scored the most goals with the Octane. However, I conceded 11 goals while playing, the most out of any car I used. So, when it comes down to it, I was much more consistent with the Venom than with the Octane. This might be because I had better games or worse opponents during my time with the Venom, but personally, I don't think so. The reason I think I did so well with the Venom is the same reason so many people have recently switched to the Fennec. You see, the thing is, the Venom completely fills out its hitbox, similar to the Fennec. All the other cars I played with don't do this to the same extent. This makes the Venom easier to hit with and to control. Okay, so enough about the Venom. What about the other cars? Well, to start, I definitely did the worst with the Breakout. Personally, I'm not a fan of the flat cars, and I didn't like the feel of the Breakout. Also, this. The other 3 all felt pretty similar to me, which was surprising. The Octane felt the best on offense, and the Dominus felt the best on defense. The Paladin was pretty weird and felt awkward at times, but it overall did better than the Breakout. But really, none of these cars were able to make a real difference. I went one-on-one with all of them. Overall, when it comes to picking a car and finding a hitbox, go with what you know. The more comfortable you are with a certain car, the better. But if you can, definitely find a car that fills out the hitbox. In my case, that made more of an impact than my comfort with the Octane. So, does the Octane have the best hitbox? For the majority of players, yes, I believe it does. Because most people are used to the hitbox. But if you could choose between the Octane and the Fennec, definitely go with Fennec. For me, in Rocket League, it's more about how the car fills out its hitbox than what the hitbox actually is. That's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.